Good evening, friends. Globally, everything had stopped, projects got delayed, workplaces closed, and schools shut down. The world seemed to have ground to a halt because of the novel coronavirus. Starting December 2019, continued through the year 2020, 2021, and half of 2022. The education system has faced an unprecedented health crisis. That is, COVID-19 pandemic happened. That shook up its foundation, and even till today, many more strains of virus is seen, and to the monkeypox scare that is still around. Various governments across the globe launched a crisis response to mitigate the adverse impact of the pandemic on education. Given today's uncertainties, it is vital to gain nuanced understanding of the students' online learning experience in times of COVID-19 pandemic. The greatest challenge was linked to the learning environment at home, while the least challenge was the technological literacy and competency. High school teach students to research, listen, collaborate, lead, be creative and innovative, and put forth consistent and prolonged time, effort, and hard work into activities, classes, and subjects that matter. But what happened to when the education went online in such an important and crucial stage of their learning? Manthan With Saraswathi has been in conversation with various personalities from varied field of medicine, education, social service, edupreneurs, entrepreneurs, PhD scholars who participated, and I recently wound up the series called Be the CEO of Your Life. And now, welcome to the Rising Falcons. Manthan With Saraswathi is in conversation with these amazing students who stood tall and endured the odds and hardship during their important phase of life. Let's learn how they face the challenges during the pandemic and the specific strategies that students employ to overcome them. Today, we have with us Vedika Gupta, who is going to share her unique experience during the 2 years of online learning. Welcome to Manthan With Saraswathi, Vedika.
Thank you, Aarti. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. To begin with, Vedika, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Right. So, as you said, I'm Vedika. I've just graduated and I'm looking to pursue my computer science, my undergraduate in computer science in Singapore. And a fact about me would be that I am the happiest around food.
Who doesn't like food? Yeah, food. Oh, we all love food. Okay, that was a brief introduction about you. And I'm glad that you want to pursue computer science. That's wonderful. Okay, now, we all know that, like how I said, in high school is a time period when you learn so much, when you learn to interact, you have, you engage yourself in various opportunities which allows you to grow and learn, right? So what was your fondest memory of the high school, Vedika?
I would say, unfortunately for us, COVID happened, and I was always, even when I was in grade 10, I was looking forward for, these 2 years, grade 10, 11, 12, because you kind of make friendships maybe which, last forever, for lifetime. But unfortunately, we couldn't really do that as everything shifted online. But I think one thing we really did was bonded as a class, because it was difficult for all of us and all our events happened online. So, still being online, but able to conduct those events, having late night group calls, organizing those events, just trying to figure things out, motivating each other. So I think that would be there, because it was difficult for everyone, but, managing to pull through this as a class, that's one of my fondest memories.
That's wonderful, huh? So, see, this is what time has taught, and this is what youngsters are all about, that they make way through any difficult situation. If there is it's said that where there is a will, there is a way, right? So I think you youngsters proved that point very well, and I think what you rightly said just now. Okay, now like what you said, studies happened and you conducted events and everything happened. So how did you support, see, you did that together, but then how did you support your classmate during these online studies?
I think just when the lockdown happened, everything completely shifted online. And I would say maybe, like 80% of us even did not know much about these, online apps, how everything happened. So I think that's when, everyone stepped in together and we motivated each other. I remember having these group calls when just these online classes started, and we used to have these small group calls after our classes ended, and trying to say, it's okay, we'll do this together. We used to have these sessions where we used to gather together, do our homeworks together, because it wasn't easy for everyone.
Mm.
Keep ourselves motivated, not knowing when everything would go back to regular. So having these small chats where we would just play online games or do our homeworks together, I think that
That,
kind of, yeah.
it's I like the, I love the energy in which you're communicating and you're putting it across that you made those difficult time also seem easy, right? And this is something we all have to take back, that during the tough times, go easy and make your way out. That's wonderful to know from you, Vedika. So proud of you that you guys made this happen so beautifully, although it was tough, right? Okay, if I have to ask you, what do you see the benefits of online classes for a student?
Okay, so I'd say, honestly, I don't think it really had many benefits, but then there were a few, like, there'd be days where I'd wake up late, so I could multitask. I'll be on the class and I'll be having my breakfast meanwhile, which
Mm.
I could not really do if we were having offline classes.
Yeah.
I also feel like, for me personally, when everything shifted online, that's when I really discovered my love for computer, my love for technology. I found out, oh, I actually really like, maybe designing. um, I love using these apps, and it kind of gave me the career or the course that I would want to pursue after my graduation from grade 12. So
That's
yeah.
good. So we can say that one benefit which you felt was you could make a career choice, and you
Yeah.
decided that you wanted to become a computer programmer, or interest in computers. You realize it now, which otherwise you won't have been able to do it, right?
Yeah.
It won't have been that easy for you to figure it out, right?
True.
Good, good. Okay, now what happens is when you all are doing, like, when the pandemic hit and when everything went online, we would be hearing about like, okay, there were so embarrassing moments during that time. So my question to you is, what was the most embarrassing or the funny moment you experienced in these 2 years, or I mean during the online learning?
There were quite a few, considering the fact that everything shifted online for like almost 2 years.
Uh-huh.
Every now and then there'd be, but I think one of the most embarrassing moments was when everything just shifted off online during grade 10, and we were having a class and I used to visit the washroom, but I was so shy because I wasn't familiar with features like chat box, so I thought I'd have to say it in front of the class.
Mhm.
So I just pulled my chair, went through went to the washroom, bent back, and then sat on my chair. Now that I think, it was funny. I didn't really share it with anyone back then,
Mhm.
but now that I think, I could have just unmuted myself and asked, but I did that.
Okay.
Other than that, I think it used to happen so often. I'd keep myself, after answering a question or just speaking with the teachers and my friends, I'd keep myself unmuted, and then one of my friends would remind me, Vedika, you're unmuted, we can hear you. And I'd be so embarrassed after that.
Hope you didn't crib about anything about the teacher or the students and all the answers.
Hopefully they did not hear any.
Or else saying that, yo, मैंने अपना आंसर दे दिया है मम्मा, मेरे लिए चाय ले आओ, मेरे लिए कॉफी ले आओ.
Hopefully nothing of that sort happened.
That's great. That's good. It was nice to know what was your thing. Okay. Like, Radhika, you were talking about, the classes being online and offline, right? If you were given a chance that you spent about 2 to 3 years, with online classes
Yes.
and things, if you have to go back, What do you think you will do differently?
Everything would still remain online.
Yeah, yeah. Suppose you want to say, if I said, if you could go back to these 2 years of online learning, what do you think would have been different other than you unmuting and muting yourself? What would other thing be?
I think I would tell myself that I would have to equally concentrate, because what happened was, when everything shifted online, we thought, oh, okay, everything's gonna come back online, offline, maybe 1 month or 2 months, just about that. And we kind of, I think, lost a little bit of our interest in studies, thinking when everything shifts, then I'll start concentrating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, after 3 months, that's when it hit, this might even take forever.
Uh-huh.
And it was difficult to come back, because you were in that holiday mood, just relaxing, thinking you don't have anything to do, just homeworks, 1 hour 2 hours here and there, and just resting the whole day.
Uh-huh.
And after 3 months it hit, oh no, everything's, I think, already shifted off online.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to just cope up with this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gonna remain online, starting to do homeworks, learning more about how to join classes, how to concentrate more, keep yourself motivated.
Yeah.
So I think that telling myself that you have to equally work hard, even if everything's going online, it's going to be a little difficult, but you could pull through this.
Oh, such a motivation you gave yourself to carry on with the online classes. Okay, now continuing on that, when you go back to university, now you're going to go to the university. So my question to you would be, what is it you would prefer? You would prefer an online or an offline classes? What are that?
Definitely offline.
Definitely offline.
Yeah, because when everything shifted online, I think one main thing was, as I said, we could multitask, and that kind of also became a disadvantage, because we kind of, distracted ourselves too much during classes. Everyone became socially awkward, or I could say that for myself. Mm-hmm. So after going to school, like these past few months, I felt so weird. Mm-hmm. Though it was normal, we were meeting every day through online classes, but meeting everyone in person was so awkward, and I realized that everyone's become so socially awkward. Mm-hmm. There's this, because we were just seeing each other through screens. Yeah. So I think I would not want that to happen when I go to my university, meeting everyone in person, having, those full-fledged classes, sitting in the class, taking down notes, building friendships. So yeah.
So, Vedika, you just mentioned it was very awkward, and although we were meeting in online, we were meeting in offline. So, what was the experience? What was that awkward feeling you said you had?
Like, of course, we knew each other, and even when we were at home, we used to message each other, have calls. But when we met in person, I don't know, like there was this awkwardness. You would speak and everything, but then, like, maybe after a while, you just feel awkward, or maybe they're people for years, right? But still that awkwardness, and I did not figure out how or why that happened. But now I'm overcoming it. I don't know, maybe because the pandemic kind of stay at home, it made us so to ourselves. We were just at our home with 2 to 3 people that we live with. We kind of lost that contact, whereas when we would be at offline school, we would meet our friends every day, connected us, or we'll just have jokes, or laugh about things. But when we met after so long, we would talk, but there would be that awkwardness. I don't know why.
I hope, once the world gets to normal again, this awkward feeling would, disappear. So moving on to the section 2, where it'll be just one-liners you will have to answer. Or if you want to explain in detail, there's no rules about that, okay? So have you ever volunteered in your community?
Yes, I have. Actually, I'm part of few. And during the pandemic, that's when I figured out that there are these student-based organizations. And I was so happy to know that, students are coming forward and building these organizations and connecting each other throughout the world. So yeah, I'm a part of a few.
Wonderful, wonderful. Serving the community should always be alive, whether it is online or offline and whatever it is. Yeah, you guys will keep it alive. I know it. What would you rather throw away, a friend or an online game?
I think online games, because I'm someone who doesn't really play online games. So online games.
Okay, online game you would throw away. I mean, I've been hearing that. Normally it's said that the children are into online games. How is that? I mean, you are not into online games.
I don't know. I just don't get the feel of it. Even like, nowadays they play, online Ludo and Snakes and Ladders. But for me, I don't know. I just feel that I enjoy the in-person games the most.
Which is the most used app on your phone?
Instagram has to be Instagram. I wake up and then that's the first thing I do. It's not a good habit, but it automatically, to check if I've got messages, updates.
So you check your own profile or you check other person's profile also?
My own profile, like messages or yeah, just checking, in general.
How do you usually spend your weekends, Vedika?
The past few months I had, my mock tests and exams going on. So they were pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
But I just finished with my exams, and on regular weekends, I like to, watch some good web series, chill with my family. I think that's about it.
That's wonderful. What's your favorite web series so far?
During the lockdown, I discovered Friends, and I've binge watched all the 10 seasons. And actually, even when I'm eating a meal, I'll just play any random episode and jam to it.
Which activities in online classroom did you enjoy the most?
I would say the assemblies, because when we had offline assemblies, we would have to stand for 30 minutes in line. But, now you could just sit down and maybe you'll be like, multitasking or eating while doing the assembly, but still be present. So I think that.
Was there anything which you didn't like about during the online classes or activities? Was there any part? Not, I don't want it in detail, but just.
While asking questions to teacher, we could do that, just go to the side and ask the teacher when we were doing offline classes, but here you'd have to, unmute yourself and speak up.
Yeah. That's you didn't like that. Okay. If I have to ask you, who are the special people in your life?
I'd say my sister and my mother, because I tend to spend the most time with them, especially, during the lockdown. We kind of bonded over things, watching movies together. Me and my sister live in the same room, so we're there, 24/7. So that kind of made our bond even special, even just discussing about our homeworks and talking about stuff in general, like anything, and I bond with her. So they are my, comfort people.
That's so sweet. Yeah, that's really nice. Good. What's your favorite TV show? You said you binge watched so many web series. So what's your favorite TV show?
No, now I'd say Friends, but earlier when I was younger, I used to watch those Indian soap dramas, and now that I think about them, I just laugh over it. The drama and those sound effects. I just laugh over them. Even if I watch a single clip on YouTube, I just think, oh no, what I used to watch.
Which one was your favorite then?
I think Tarak Mehta. It has to be Tarak Mehta.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So what was the most embarrassing thing you have ever said or done in front of someone you liked?
I think, not in front of someone I like, but I remember we were at a party and I was walking along with my friends. It was at night and I was wearing heels. I could not see. So we were just walking and I was gone for a second and they turned back. I was on the floor. I'd fallen down and literally everyone could see. It was so embarrassing. Like,
you tripped and you fell down?
I tripped. I fell down. I was flat on the floor and they turned around and they were all laughing and I was just so embarrassed. I wanted to get up and run away.
That's so cute. Yeah. It's a saying. It says that the embarrassing moment creates the best memory for you. So, whether sometimes they are funny and sometimes, they really, okay. To end the show with the last question for you, Vedika, what is the most important thing you've learned in your life?
I learned this during the lockdown. There's a quote, Hindi में कहते हैं ना कि कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. No matter what you do in life, people would have to say about it, whether it be supporting you or against you. So I've learned anything that makes me happy is not harming anyone else. And I'd be learning from that experience. I go for it and I don't overthink too much now.
That's so nice. I mean, that's your self-realization. I'm very proud of you, Vedika. So I would like to end the show with an amazing thought. Albert Einstein said, "A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new." Friends, ponder over this and enjoy the weekend. I want to thank Vedika Gupta for
Thank you for having me, Auntie.
thank you, Delhi. Thank you. Taking her time out and sharing her online school experience and the funny moments and the embarrassing moments with us. And I sincerely want to thank Mr. Suresh for helping me to bring this talk show to you. Kindly like the page Manthan with Saraswathi. And this is Saraswathi saying bye bye. And thank you for watching.